Is this thing on? Okay, yeah, I think we're rolling. Alright, perfect. 1 and a 2 and a here we go. August 4th, 1914. The British declare war on Germany. As a member of the British Empire, Canada is at war as well, and the Canadians quickly volunteer to serve their country. The Canadian citizen soldiers earn a positive reputation due to their modern and effective military tactics in the First World War. Stationed on the Western Front, the Canadian Corps became known for their advanced and gruesome offensive warfare techniques. The pinnacle of their success was achieved in a famous battle that took place at Vimy Ridge.
The Canadian military was divided into 4 divisions, and prior to Vimy Ridge, each had been working separately within Europe. Once the war reaches a stalemate, the Allies decide to launch a massive offensive attack on Germany, utilizing all 4 divisions of the Canadian Corps. The plan was to take over Vimy Ridge, which the Germans had taken over in October of 1914, and since then had begun upgrading the natural defensive properties of the ridge.
In the event of any division or brigade being held up, the units on the flanks will on no account check their advance, but will form defensive flanks in that direction and press forward themselves so as to envelop the strong point or center of resistance which is preventing the advance. With this object in view, reserves will be pushed in behind those portions of the line that are successful rather than those which are held up. After extreme amounts of planning and exercises, all 4 divisions, led by Lieutenant General Sir Julian Byng, the Canadian Corps began executing the attack on the ridge. They dig extensive subway systems, one of the most remarkable engineering feats of the war, allowing soldiers to avoid being fired upon during the trek to Vimy. Before the infantry assault made their attack, a massive artillery barrage consisting of hundreds of heavy guns and field artillery equipment was set up outside of Vimy. The Canadians utilized their machine guns in entirely new ways, using the repeated fire indirectly to fill the gaps for the rest of their artillery. The barrage rained shells on the Germans, weakening their defenses. More than 80% of the German guns positioned at Vimy Ridge were identified and destroyed.
April 9th, 1917. Sleet and snow begin to fall on the ridge. The Canadian artillery barrage begins moving forward. This is followed by the first wave of soldiers from all 4 divisions, who begin moving forward at 5:30 a.m. The plan was for each division to attack in a straight-on frontal assault, with each division stationed in numerical order from north to south. This first wave was faced with many difficulties, one of the most difficult being the defense of the German machine guns stationed on the ridge. Despite this, the first 3 of the 4 divisions were able to overtake their respective points on the ridge, just as they had planned.
Sharp on time, 5:30 a.m. Easter Monday, there came one big crash. The whole weight of our artillery swept the Hun line, and we walked out following under our barrage. It was a wonderful sight, and I shall never forget it. Dawn was just breaking, the sky was bright with Hun fireworks, his infantry frantically sending up SOS to his artillery, but he could do little against our stuff. The noise was terrific, but above all the din of the big guns could be heard the rattle of the Hun machine guns, as they endeavored to stop the rush of the Canadians. Men dropped out here and there, but nothing could stop us, and we reached our first objective in record time. Here there was a pause while our guns played on the Hun back trenches, and here I ran across young Archie Cornell, upright as a button, still leading his men.
The 4th Division was tasked with overtaking Hill 145, the highest point of the ridge. The Germans had fortified this part of Vimy Ridge due to its importance, using barbed wire and dugouts beneath the slope, making it extremely difficult for the 4th Canadian Division to advance. In addition, the Canadians advancing on Hill 145 were exposed to fire from the Pimple, another significant point on the ridge. Due to the casualties obtained in attempt to take Hill 145, forces originally scheduled to overtake the Pimple were called to aid the 4th Division in their endeavor.
April 10th, 1917. The Canadians take over Hill 145, finalizing the battle and securing the ridge for the Canadian Corps. The Germans accept their loss and retreat back 3 kilometers. Thanks to their intense planning and preparation, the Canadians were able to win a significant tactical victory in World War I.
I always
That-
want to see.
That was almost...